Okay, Uber, London, UK. Let's talk about ratings. Okay, so this is my rating. Took a long time to get here. Bearing in mind, ratings are only based on the last 500 rides, yeah? So, I mean, there's a 1-star and a 2-star there. Yeah, you can only please some people some of the time. So, I mean, but overall, I guess most people are happy with the service that I provide as a private hire driver. But more specifically, I want to talk about rider ratings. So there's a few guys that I speak to almost on a daily basis. Stillness Speaks, Million Boys and Cabby 007. Yeah, I'm gonna give a shout out to you guys. Anyway, customer ratings, yeah, rider ratings, more specifically, Uber rider ratings. Yeah, so I've heard in the comment section and from some other drivers anyway that they ain't picking up somebody who's like a 4.0 or a 3.8 or a 4.5 or, I mean, whatever the rating is, yeah? I mean, unless their rating's over 4.6 or over 4.7, they ain't picking them up. Why, I ask? Oh, well, the other drivers have rated them badly, so they must have been sick in the car or been abusive and blah, blah, blah. And the reality is, in some cases, that may be true. But the sad reality I find is that when I pick up anybody. Let me just put it this way. I pick up anybody, yeah? If I pick up somebody, if I get a request through anyway, yeah? And that somebody's coming in and they're at 4.1 rating, yeah? I'm going for them. I don't even look at the ratings, yeah? I mean, I look at how far they are away from my current location, yeah? And then I'll take a request based on that, yeah? If they're 2 minutes away, I'm going to go and pick them up, yeah? I mean, it's no sweat off my back, so to speak. So, why don't I worry about ratings? Why don't I worry about ratings? Because these ratings are solely from other drivers, yeah? And everyone's got their hang-ups, yeah? And everyone's got their prejudices, yeah? And I know that, from my personal experience anyway, yeah? I'm going to talk about rider ratings for guys, yeah? Now, what I've found in my years as an Uber driver is that some of the guys who have got a really low rating, especially those below 4, yeah, below 4 stars, they're usually homosexual, yeah? So obviously some drivers have got hang-ups about riders who are homosexual, yeah? You've seen it in the news from time to time that, I don't know, you might have had 2 guys, they shared a kiss or shared an embrace in the back of the car and they're getting kicked out of the car, you know? Or their ratings just take a nosedive, you know? Or the driver's got a smart comment to make about them because they're in love with somebody of the same sex. You know what I mean? Who cares, really? You know, you love who you love, and that's it. You know, I mean, I'm not prejudiced in that sense at all. I know we all hold our prejudices. If I can even say the word, but yeah, nah, fam, that ain't me. Yeah, so yeah, I'll take anybody anyway. Yeah, I mean, there might have been somebody who was, I don't know, sick once in somebody's car, or felt sick and stuck their head out the window and sprayed up the back of somebody's car with their vomit. I don't know, you know what I mean? These things happen. I mean, I'm not saying all these people with bad ratings are angels. Some things do happen. Or, you know what I mean, you know, sometimes a rider might have a route choice, you know, and the driver's seen it's taken them into traffic, you know, and as a driver, you don't want to be going in traffic. You want to be ducking around the traffic, yeah? But obviously, it's the rider's choice because it's their ride and they're paying for it. So if they want to go and sit in traffic, I mean, they'll soon change their mind and have you do a little detour. Might be a bit annoying for you, but you make a bit of extra money in the interim. And, I mean, for that reason, I mean, the rider might have got a crap rating, you know what I mean? And if the driver puts up too much of argument, he might get a bad rating as well, you know. So I don't really offer too much. I don't have chewing gum in my car. And what do I have in my car that will boost my rating? I have wet wipes, I have tissues, and I have bottles of water. I mainly have bottles of water because I drink a lot of water. That's all I drink. I drink water and coffee. So that's what I've got in my car. And my car smells great, you know. I mean, I've got certain fragrances that I use. If you look at my past videos, I use some Carpet Fresh 101. I mean, I buy it, keep the receipt, offset it against my tax. And I use Zaflora and loads of water in a little spray bottle, spray the seats, you know. There was one time I jumped in the back of my car, yeah, and it smelled completely different. This is when I first started, yeah. It smelled completely different to what the front of my car smelled like, yeah. So, and it's such a small confined area that it all should smell the same, shouldn't it? Yeah, but the seats stank, yeah. So obviously people getting in my car and farting and whatever else they're doing, coming in with their stinky clothes, man. The seats smelled really bad. So I buy Zaflora. I think you can use Zaflora to put in your mop bucket, yeah, and mop your floors, yeah. Alternatively, you can put it in a spray bottle, just a little bit because it's concentrated, and just spray your seats sporadically, yeah. It makes them smell like lavender or clean linen or whatever fragrance you decide to buy, yeah. But check the fragrances before you start spraying them in your car, man. Some of them are a bit off, yeah. But I like the lavender smell. So you just spray it on your seats, maybe end of your shift, you know. So you finish for the day, you go home, you spray it on your seat, on your car seats. You can spray it on the floor, any kind of fabric area, and when you get back in your car, it smells sweet and you're ready to go, you know. And you get customers coming in your car and they'll be like, "Oh, doesn't that smell great?" Yeah, and so it does. But little things like that improve the rider experience when they get in your vehicle. You might be open to a tip, you know. If you look at my weekly earnings thus far, just here, I've made £30 so far, yeah. That's £30 tips through the app. Yeah, it's not to mention I made £60 cash tips as well this week, and it's only Saturday. I've worked four days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday and Saturday, yeah. I've made £60 in cash tips. Bearing in mind, £40 of those tips came in from American tourists, because I think it's in their nature, mate. They just love tipping. So I got like £10 cash tips, like £10 note, you know, 4 times. You know what I mean? And the other £20 was in like change. I might have got like a £5, some £2 coins, £1 coins, a few silvers, but it all added up to about 60 quid, just over 60 quid, £60 and change. Yeah, so there's potential to make a lot of money. That cash money ain't getting taxed. You know what I mean? I'll throw that straight back in my tank. You know what I mean? If I put £40 back in my tank, that's going to make me another 400 quid calmly. Yeah, so that's what I do with my tips anyway, my cash tips. But as I said, holidays season's upon us, so there's a potential for making lots of tips. People are going to be very generous. If you provide a good rider experience, you're going to get extra tips, and it adds up at the end of the month. Put it on the mortgage, put it on the rent, take your missus or your husband or your kids out for an activity or a meal, and be happy. Anyway, yeah, enough of my rant. It's the Gig Guy London, and I'm out again. Peace.